Am I the bleep bleep for losing it after my husband destroyed my precious porcelain collection? Let me set the scene for you. I'm a 32-year-old woman, and over the last decade, I've carefully built a collection of beautiful porcelain plates, cups, and figurines. Some are family heirlooms, passed down through generations, while others are treasures I found on travels or in tiny antique shops. Each piece has a story, a memory attached to it, and together they form this little museum of my life. I keep the collection in a glass front cupboard in the dining room. It's a spot I pass by every day, and just seeing those plates brings me a sense of pride and joy. My husband, who's 34, knows how much this collection means to me. He's always joked about my obsession with fragile things, but I've always brushed it off. Until last weekend, I didn't realize just how fragile my collection and my patience could be. We were hosting a dinner party, and the day was going well enough. I was running around the kitchen, prepping food, while my husband handled setting up the dining room. The table was already set with our everyday dishes because, of course, I don't use the porcelain for regular dinners. It's more for display and very special occasions. Then, in the middle of the chaos, my husband offered to grab some serving platters from the dining room cabinet. I was relieved to have his help until I heard the sound. It was a crash, so loud it echoed through the house. My heart immediately sank. I sprinted to the dining room, and there he was, standing in the middle of the carnage. My beloved cupboard had tipped forward. The glass doors were open, and nearly all of my porcelain collection was shattered on the floor around him. I froze. For a moment, I couldn't even process what I was seeing. My husband looked at me like a deer caught in headlights, stammering, "I'm so sorry. It just fell." He explained that he had leaned against the cupboard to steady himself while trying to reach for a platter, and the entire thing tipped forward. I was furious. How could he be so careless? Why would he lean on a cupboard filled with delicate items? And why didn't he call me if he needed help? Instead of yelling, I dropped to my knees and started picking up the broken pieces. Every shard I touched made it feel worse. There was the plate my grandmother gave me on my 18th birthday, the one she brought over from Europe in the 1940s. Gone. The delicate blue and white plate I'd hunted down for months at estate sales. Destroyed. It wasn't just broken porcelain on the floor. It was years of memories, pieces of my family history, all gone in an instant. My husband kept apologizing, saying, "I'll replace them, I promise." But how could he replace them? These weren't just plates you could pick up at a store. They were one-of-a-kind, irreplaceable pieces. I couldn't even look at him. I told him I needed space, went to bed early, and left him to clean up the mess. He slept on the couch that night, but not before texting me links to websites that sold porcelain plates. I wanted to scream, "You think some random plates online are going to make this better?" It felt like he was completely missing the point. The next morning, I woke up feeling drained, but slightly calmer. He tried to talk to me, but I could still feel this heavy knot of frustration and sadness in my chest. He kept saying it was an accident and that he felt awful, but I couldn't stop thinking about how easily this could have been avoided if he'd been more careful. Since then, the tension in the house has been unbearable. I've been avoiding the dining room because I can't even bear to look at the empty cupboard. My husband has been walking on eggshells, trying to do nice things for me, but everything feels hollow right now. When I told a few friends about what happened, the responses were all over the place. Some said, "It's just stuff, accidents happen," and told me I was overreacting. But others, especially the ones who know how much that collection meant to me, completely understood my anger and frustration. Here's the thing. I know it was an accident. My husband isn't a bad person, and I don't think he did this on purpose. But I can't shake the feeling that this wasn't just about the plates. It was about carelessness. It was about not taking the time to understand how important something is to your partner. It was about knowing that this could have been prevented if he'd just been a little more mindful. So now, I'm left wondering if I'm the bleep bleep here. Am I wrong for being this angry? Or is it fair to feel hurt when something so precious gets destroyed? Should I just let it go because it was an accident? Or does my frustration hold weight? What would you do in my shoes? Have you ever had something you cherished destroyed by someone you love? How did you handle it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because right now I'm struggling to figure out how to move past this.